Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Gavin Timms here. On this video, I'm going to be showing you how to comp properties for free using Zillow. So this is a free tool to everyone. Now, I will tell you, depending on what state you're watching this in, okay, it might not have certain data available to you, and that's where you might have to go into a paid version. As you probably know from other videos, I do like PropStream and I do like Batch for comping tools. Okay, if you want to go over and get any of them or check them out for free, okay, because you actually get a 7-day free trial on both. So if you want to go to batchleads.io/Gavin, you're going to get 5,000 free records and you're going to be able to use all their functionalities and test them out. Or you can go to propstreamgavin.com and get a 7 free day trial there as well. So go and check them out. I'm going to have more videos, and I already have some that you can see how to actually comp on them platforms. But on this video, again, I wanted to be able to give you a free version where you can come on, use Zillow to actually comp the property. So I'm going to share my screen. Let's dive straight in and let's get going on this. So what I have pulled up right now is Zillow. You just go to Zillow.com and it's going to come up. I'm going to just dive into an area here in Savannah. Let's do 31404. I know this is a rental area in Savannah. So you have the River Street down here, which is downtown Savannah. So this is kind of off to the side. A lot of rentals in this area. So let's go ahead and just select one of these. Let's look at this one here. So this is actually up for sale. Now, obviously, you would use your property if you're a wholesaler, okay, or you've been doing off-market marketing that's off market, whether you're cold calling, whether you're texting, direct mail, PPC, Facebook, so on. You've got leads coming in. Let's just say for the purpose of this is a lead that isn't actually for sale with a realtor, right? So we're going to take this address. So the first thing that I do when I come in, once I have my address, is I take this here and I pop it in to Zillow like this. So now obviously you go, well, you're at the same page. You'll see in the background here, when I exit out, you'll see just on the left hand side, the address is there. Now what I do, why I do that is when I exit out, it's now in the middle of the page. So this is our property right here in the middle of my screen, and then I can start to look around as we change things. So the next thing that I want you to do, if you've been using Zillow in the past, you need to go onto the More tab. You're going to go here and reset all filters. That's because if you've been looking at a high-end property before, okay, or anything like that, it's going to keep them old filters there, and it might not show you all of the data that you need. Now, these are for sale, and another thing that Zillow has changed as a sidetrack here is this here, 2 other listings. This may potentially means that it could be, a new construction. It could be a sale by owner, something like that. That's how you find them. Again, that's just a sidetrack. So let's dig back in here. This is the property that I'm asking $125,000. Now, imagine that this isn't, again, for sale. This is a property that you're going to comp as an investment. And the first things that I kind of look at here is beds and baths, square footage. Okay. I also look at the year built, and I look at the lot size, and also keep making sure that we keep to a single family versus a single family. I'm not going to go and put this against a 2-story, 300 square foot house. So there's a quick rule that I look at. So making sure that you try and keep within the year built as possible. Now, Savannah is an old area, so it's not always doable, but I do try and take that as a comp. Again, the lot size, the beds, baths, and the square footage. You should really be comping the square footage, probably about 200, 250 square foot either side. As you can see, this is a small home. It's got a carport. And then the last thing that I always do, now we obviously know that this was listed, but look, here's an example. I always go to the price and tax history, because this actually was up at 329,000 and didn't sell. So the price got reduced here and went to 125. And oh, look at this. It actually started at 135, 134, 129, 125. So if this was now, let's say that this fell off as a listing, I go, there's a problem here because this is obviously priced too high. We don't have any interior pictures to go off. You'd be having to ask your sellers them questions to get that information. Okay, so once I look at that and I get a rough estimate of the lot size and everything else, what I do is I click over here and I'm going to start with going home types. I want to keep it as a house so I can untick everything else. I also want to go to more, and I'm going to go down here and select. Oh, no, I don't. I need to do that in a minute. I go here first and go to solds. Again, this is going to stay in the middle. We got a lot of sold comps here. Now I go to more, scroll down, and it said sold in the last. I'm going to start with 90 days, and then I'll go into 6 months and so on accordingly. So as I come in here, straight away, this one is slightly smaller. I'd say that is in my price. It is a 2-1. Now, here's the deal, guys. Obviously, our house is tiny. So 3-1, yes, it is a 3-bed, but it probably shouldn't be, or it's really, really small rooms. Okay, so I don't mind looking at the 2s on the comps on this personally, because more comps are going to be in the 2s than they are in the 3s. Okay, like this one here is a 3-2, but it is bigger, and it's just outside. It's nearly 400 square foot bigger. So I don't know if we can use that. Sorry about that. Let me zoom back in here. When I use my my mouse, it's sensitive and it likes to zoom me out. Okay, so let's zoom back in. This is the area that we're in here. So I could also go and put beds in. Let's do a minimum of 3. I'm probably going to lose a lot. So I've got one here at 120. All right, so this could be a good idea of how much. Let's look at this one. Let's check this one. So this is in my range, slightly bigger. It's a 3-1, the same. Looks a similar style home, which is good. Let's check the year built. Yeah, so 1943, ours was 1948, and this one's actually a little smaller, and this sold for 120. Now, what we're going to see, though, is we also don't have the interior pictures. Now, the interior pictures could be the deal killer in this deal. So now, but we have a solid ARV. So I'm pretty happy that this is recently sold. This is a great comp for 120,000. Obviously, I don't know the condition of it. I'd probably say this is on the higher end of this neighborhood. Okay. Now, if I wanted more, again, I could drop that to a 2+ because of the size home, but I can also go here and show me in the last 6 months and see what else I can bring. Look at this one here, 80,000. Right, what's the deal with this? This is a 3-2, same style house though. It's slightly bigger, so they got an extra bath. Now we can see the inside. So this is definitely not, fully rehab, but it's definitely rent ready. What else do I need to check? The year built. Is it within 10 years? Yes, ours was 1948. This is 1950. And this is probably about 1,000 square foot bigger in a lot. And this is 2 carport, maybe, $5,000 difference versus 1. Okay, so that one's another pretty good comp. And this actually sold for less. So this is probably more of an investment. Let's see here. This sold for 80. And it looks like someone bought this and actually tried to resell it again, and it got moved. So maybe they rented it out, but it did sell originally for 80,000. So straight away, I know that probably 120 fixed up, 80,000. You can see the condition that sold within the last 6 months. Okay. And then you can look at these pictures to say, is mine in a better or worse condition? And you can change your offer accordingly. Now, can I look at these? Potentially, this is a little bigger. So maybe this one, let's look at this one here that sold. Now, this is, again, a similar style house in decent condition. This one sold for 158,000. Let's look at the lot size. Okay, the lot size is probably 1,600 square foot bigger, and it's slightly older. But again, we could pull this comp in. It has got an extra bathroom. And believe it or not, them 200 extra square feet at this size home is actually a big deal. It's not like it's 4,500 to 47. You're not going to know any different on a small home, it makes a massive difference. So I'd say that's why this one got. That extra bathroom was huge here, and also that extra couple hundred square feet makes a massive difference in that small house as well. So you could, you know, take that on board as a potential as well. But I would definitely be working from these two comps here, the 120 and the 80, and then making my offer depending on the current value. Now, the other thing is as well, what you would do at this point is that you also want to check out the active comps. So seeing what else is active. Now, this one is our property at 125 that's not selling, which tells us it's too high. But let's say that I seen this house and I wanted 140 for mine, and all of a sudden this was a comp here, and this is in the same condition as mine for 125, and I'm asking 140. If it's active on the market, you know that you're too high. So straight away, if this was me, if I was actually going, what would I pay cash for this house? I probably would be around that 70,000 mark. That's what I'd try and lock it. Obviously, we don't know the inside, so that would change. But if I could get it for 70, 80,000, I also would look at the rents here, because I know this is a rental market. So I try and get the Zestimate for the rent. See if we can do that here real quick. Let's see if we can get the Zest rent here. And this has been on for 74 days, so I'd also be looking for that. Well, we already know it's been reduced in price. I'm not sure if it's going to give me the, here we go. Condition, HOA, there's no HOA. Yeah, it doesn't look like I can see right now as I'm looking at the Zest, but I would look at actives. If I couldn't see the Zest, I'd look at active rentals in this area. There's one here. So this one's slightly bigger, 100 square foot bigger for 1,095. So I'd be happy with them numbers. This one looks probably better on the outside than mine. Okay, and it's obviously in a rental market. So, you know, we might get down there anywhere between 900 to 1,000. So if I could be all in and done for 70, then I could keep that as a rental. Okay, but this is just a quick way, guys, the way that I use Zillow to look. And let me come back to you here. So what I'd be doing here again is keeping within that square footage, 200 square foot. I'd be looking at the rentals. I'd be looking at what's actively listed. I'd be checking the price history on that as well. What it was bought for, when does it look like it needs work? What's the condition? I'd be taking all this into account to then calculate my offer. But that's how I would look at the comps. And I want to make sure, in an ideal world, that because that one was at 80, I'll be trying to get that at 70,000. We have the 120 to play as well. But you see how I'm not comping on the 158. I always go off the lowest comp sold and be under that for a wholesale deal. And then you can back into your creative finance ones as well. Maybe we could offer some owner finance on terms, and you can position that. Okay. So hopefully this helps. Let me know if you want more videos like this. Put it in the chat or drop me a comment. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.